CP3 locked up Kevin Durant. Derrick Rose ain't locking up LeBron James. CP3 was locking up Kevin Durant. He was in his balls like this. Kevin Durant, he was scared to get the ball when CP3 was checking him.
How does that happen?
How does that happen?
How does that happen? One thing we have to keep in mind is that, and we talked about it on the show,
but at the same time, it comes from two different points. Then all of a sudden, he want to say, oh, well, you know,
I think for me, I don't know if I can speak for everybody else.
This is Dead End Sports.
welcome to another episode of Dead End Sports. Make sure you check out our Blog Talk Radio show. The link will be in the description below. Every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll be live with your boy FIFO, Ken, Beezy, and the host 12 Kyle. Make sure you follow us on all social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, individually, and Dead End Sports. And also make sure you go to deadendsports.com. And don't forget, even if you don't catch us live every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do have a podcast. So if you can't catch us live, make sure you catch us on the podcast. Holla at your boys, man.
All right, guys, what's up next for us is NBA season is upon us. Seems like we blinked and the season was just ending and the Spurs were cutting down the nets. And we're back at basketball again. I think one of the things that is always interesting each year is the development and seeing how some players get better over the summers, whether or not they play in some of these tournaments or just like this summer where you see guys playing in the Olympics or what have you, World Games. That being said, we got into it a little bit before talking about point guards. Everybody knows that if you don't have a good point guard in the NBA, you're probably not going to go deep into the playoffs. You two guys in particular play the position, so you know the value and the importance of the point guard. He's the floor general. He's the coach on the floor. He's the one that makes things happen on most teams. So where I want to start is we got to try to figure out the top 5 point guards in the NBA right now. So I'll start first with you, B. You played the position. Give me your top 5 point guards in the NBA.
Yeah, top 5. My number 5. Of course, I'm doing 5, 2, 1. 5. I always like this dude, man, because he just makes the game look so easy. Even though he's kind of hindered because of the squad, but I think he's going to blossom this year because of LeBron and K-Love is Kyrie Irving. I got Kyrie Irving at number 5. Okay. Yeah, I got Kyrie Irving because I love him, man. I mean, I always Ralph will tell you I've been bigging this dude up since Duke days. So I'm like, man, this dude, he played 10 games. I'm telling you, Kyrie Irving is going to come to the league and be that dude. And FIFO jumped on. He was like, man, yeah, Kyrie Irving is that dude. I'm like, I told you. Number 4, Damian Lillard. Okay. Breakout year last year. I think what impressed me more about him is that he stepped up big in the playoffs.
Right.
You know, it's like in the bright lights, he took his team and they won the series. They actually won the series in the playoffs, which is tough. A lot of people don't realize winning a 7-game series in the playoffs is tough. And Damian Lillard stepped up. That was a great series too. It was a great series, and Damian Lillard stepped up. I always knew he was a bad boy, even in college at Weber State University, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So that's my number 4. Number 3 is the, oh my God, because I was kind of flip-flopping between these 2 and 3. These guys, I was flipping. Number 3, I got Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, I got him at number 3. Dude is just like a beast, a monster. Even though I think I had this conversation with people. I'm like, he's not really a point guard, man. He don't really have that, that point guard tendencies that I'm used to seeing. But overall, he's the point guard position. He's the point guard for his team, and dude is like, he's like one of the most athletic, explosive point guards I think I've ever seen in NBA history, damn near. Like as far as explosiveness and just he's just so electrifying on the court, man. And seems like he's just so hard to guard, man. It's like I would hate to guard that dude. Number 2, like I said, I could switch these two, but you know I gotta go with that water wet, man. Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is like, and see, a lot of people underrate his passing skills, man. Stephen Curry, Stephen Curry, man, his court vision is crazy. And I don't know why people didn't see that when he was at Davis. And I'm like, dude, he can pass. Oh no, he can't. All he can do is he can shoot 3 real good. No, he can't. Dude got good court vision, man. Got great court vision. And I think he rebounded like 5 rebounds a game too for him to be that small. So Stephen Curry at 2. I could switch him or Westbrook at 2 or 3. Doesn't matter, but I gotta go with that, man. That damn release, man. The purest jumper in the league right now. So Stephen Curry at number 2. And I think y'all know, if you know me, y'all know number 1, CP3, man. Highest point guard efficiency rating, point guard player efficiency rating, Only point guard last year. I think he's the only point guard last year, or the only point guard in the West to average more than 10 assists a game. Dude, he's what I vision a point guard. Like, he is like, I think what a point guard should be. He's a general. He's the coach on the floor. He can dominate a game without scoring. You know, just like, you know, Magic and Isaiah and Jason Kidd. Like, to me, that's a true point guard. Like, when you don't have to score to dominate, when you can dominate by facilitating, to me, that's a true point guard.
You know, I had Rondo. I wanted to put Rondo in there, but remember, I was just kind of wondering about injuries and how they play into this. You know, into this. He's out again. He's hurt, so I had to take him off.
On a banana peel or something like that.
He in the shower, broke his hand.
We all know that that's not true.
Right.
But anyway, number 5 for me is Damian Lillard. Again, that shot he hit against Houston just solidified everything that I started to love about this guy, man.
Just that whole series.
Yeah, but he kind of wet the bed a little bit against San Antonio, though.
That's cool.
He can, you know,
first time in the playoffs.
I feel it, but you know, that series, we talk about how great he was.
San Antonio was unbelievable last year, man.
I get it. Yeah. They ran roughshod over Miami too, right? But I'm just saying, everybody talk about how great he was in that series. He was just as bad in the series after that. But the shot.
That was his chin-chin.
The shot was what did it for me. And just everything that he did that year, man, because he was just lights out from all over the field. And that wasn't his first game-winning shot that year. So Damian Lillard. Irving, man, by proxy through number 4, by proxy through FIFO, you told FIFO told me, I started to pay attention. I became a believer, man. I became a believer, man. I was watching highlights on YouTube, man, and just watching like him just go to work, man, and he was just wrecking dudes, man. And I'm like, okay, yeah, hold on. Let me call y'all. Because you have Kyrie too low, and you have Kyrie too low. That's all I'm gonna say. I just feel like Kyrie's too low on y'all. Nah, he's not too low on my list, because Curry, who was the 3rd guy on my list, is a better player to me. I like him better than Irving from what I've seen so far. Irving, look, man, and maybe you can say better talent, but Curry's been to the playoffs. He's played against some of the great teams, and he's advanced in the playoffs. Hey, and you can look at the talent all you want, and we'll see what Irving do this year with.
You might change that list, but right now, Curry over Irving. Curry over Irving, dude.
Yeah.
Boy, he lights you up, boy. He lights you up, and he break your ankles too, and he'll drop a dime.
If the game's on the line, give it to Steph Curry. He's gonna hit it. He's gonna hit it, and he proved it last year because he was it San Antonio? Didn't he get one against San Antonio? Or was it the Clippers? Did he get the Clippers?
San Antonio.
Man, and it's like whenever he get the ball, it's like there's no way he's gonna hit that. And it just go in. Come on, man.
In the NBA that's like that. Where it's like, man. Why you? Okay, all right, cool. All right, cool.
Remember what he did? Remember what he did against Miami? And LeBron got him back with the winning shot. But again, he came back and he just shot. Just buckets after buckets after
55.
Yeah, so
that was crazy.
That's number 3.
Give me Curry over Irving right now, based on resume. Westbrook, man. Come on,
number 2?
Man. Yeah, number 2. Westbrook. I wanted to put him number 1, but he's so athletic.
And the only thing I take away from him, he's such a loose cannon. That's not a point guard.
Yeah.
So point guard, you can't be a loose cannon like that, man. You can't be a loose cannon like that.
I feel you.
You gotta know how to keep it. You know how you the point guard. You gotta be the poised. You gotta be the coach on the floor. Yeah, you gotta be the general, man.
Right.
He don't show that. That's why I had him at 3.
You gotta let somebody else be the loose cannon. Like, as a general, you gotta know that you can call on that person.
Exactly, man. That's a point guard, man. That is a point guard.
Anyway, number 1 for me is Chris Paul. B said everything that needs to be said. We've argued with this dude about Chris Paul for years. Hopefully now he'll finally show the man some respect.
I gotta go number 5. I gotta go with Kyrie. For all the reasons B said, I think Irving is a phenomenal player. I think playing with LeBron is going to help him that much more. Playing with Kevin Love is going to make him move up even higher on the list. I'm kind of worried about his injury situation because he really hasn't played a healthy season, even including that Duke. You know, when he only played 11 games. But I like Kyrie's game, and I like his game a lot. I like watching him play because he gets it. He understands, and he picks his spot. And you saw him last year in the All-Star game where he basically, his play,
even in this,
shine.
FIBA, even in this FIBA,
exactly.
Like, man, this dude just get it, man. He just get it.
Exactly, he gets it. 4, I'm gonna go with Curry. I think Curry is a phenomenal player, man. Curry is a guy that I think, like you said, his passing is very underrated. Everybody sees him shoot, but his ability to throw the ball and be able to see the court, I think, is great. I think that's a very it's a very fine art that you don't see in a lot of players. So I got to give him props for that. 3, I'm gonna go Westbrook. You made a good point about Westbrook and his decision making, but to be a top flight point guard, you got to make good decisions. If you don't make good decisions, then where you going? I think part of the problem with Westbrook and his decision making, some of it has to do with the fact that Durant don't put his foot up his butt when I think he should. And I don't know if that's just because Durant is Durant kind of comes off as being passive, and I don't know if that's necessarily, maybe he's just a quiet guy like that. But and Westbrook seems to be the hothead or what have you. But I think Westbrook can move up. I think it's almost now or never for them, and they're really going to be able to go as far as those two guys can take them. 2, guy that didn't make any of your lists. He was injured all last year. Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, I think Westbrook is the most athletic point guard. I think Rose, when healthy, is one of the best, probably one of the best that we've seen in the last 10, 15 years. Derrick Rose, former MVP. I think a healthy D Rose this year wins the East.
He was on the verge of being one of the best players in the NBA.
Right, exactly. And he improved the shot. I mean, he can get to the cup. I think the thing that what we saw in FIBA play is that Rose is playing and he ain't worried about that knee. That's the biggest thing, because physically you can overcome the injury. It's more mental at this point. And just from watching him this summer, he's not worried about the knee. Last but not least, Chris Paul. For everything, everybody, he's a true point guard. Like B said, he's a guy that can dominate with or without the ball. So I think that's very important. Chris Paul can have 15 assists, 2 points, and get you a win.
And get you a W.
Boy, he can come in next game and make 20 to 30 points.
I've seen Magic and Zeke do the same thing, man.
So he's a guy that you're not necessarily counting on 20 points. You're going to get 20 and 10 every night from him, but it's just the way that he leads. And then he's clutch too in the end. At the end of the game, he's not going to turn the ball over. He's going to make plays. So what about you, FIFO?
But all right, hold on. You said he's clutch. He's never been to the conference finals. I think that's the biggest knock on him. That's the biggest knock on him. Look, y'all want to give it a knock on Kyrie? He hasn't gone nowhere. It is what it is. But look,
Kyrie hasn't played a healthy season yet.
I feel you that too.
He hasn't been healthy, so it's not the same.
Number 5, it almost went to John Wall.
Okay.
And Ken knows I've been on John Wall for a long time.
Yeah, I like that.
But the only thing that kept him out of that number 5 spot is Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard last year, even the year before his rookie year, he proved that he was ready from day one. John Wall is still, I feel like, a work in progress, but Damian Lillard last year showed that he can be a top 5 point guard in terms of clutch, in terms of ball handling, in terms of shooting. This man has unlimited range, and he has a big man to complement him. As a point guard, I always say you need a big man to complement your little stature, and he has that. And I think that him and Marcus are the perfect combo, and I think that that's what kind of elevates his game even more, because you can't just key in on him. But everything that he does on the court, I love. The only knock I have against him is his percentage in the paint is too low for a point guard that is as good as he is. He should hit a higher percentage of his in the paint attempts. But that's the only knock I have on him. Number 4, I have Russell Westbrook. And Rod and Ken knows, like, I ride for Russell Westbrook. There's not too many other point guards. If I was starting a team, I'd be like, yeah, I want him. I'll take Russell. If you don't want Russell, I'll take him. I'll take him. And because he's fearless. And I think that that's the number 1 attribute when I watch Russell Westbrook play that I love. He came back from 3 meniscus surgeries, and he still attacked the rim like it was day one. I came out the womb, I'm yamming on you. It don't even matter. And that's the thing I love most about him. You know, the knack is he's out of control and stuff like that. And my thing is this, right? When I look at Russell Westbrook, if I was coaching him, I can live with the bad decisions because he makes it back up on defense. He gets you steals. He creates turnovers. He plays ferociously on both sides of the ball. But the problem with him is on both sides of the ball is IQ, because a lot of times defensively too, he'll be watching the ball and lose his man. That's IQ. And offensively, bad decision making, that's IQ. So to me, that's the only thing, and I think that to me, that's more of a coaching thing. I think that he's never gonna be the perfect point guard, but I feel that you can make him a better point guard, and I don't think that the coaching staff has done a great job of that. Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry is number 3 in my list. Phenomenal point guard, and I feel that everything of his game is predicated off of the shot, and that's never gonna go anywhere. Until the day he retires, he's gonna be able to shoot, and he's gonna have you on skates because of that shot making ability. I think the one play that stands out to me is New York. When he dropped 55, he was on the right corner. They were double teaming him past half court. Raymond Felton and Tyson Chandler. He went around his back and shot that thing over Tyson, and it just dropped. I was like, okay, there's no bad shot for this man. There's no bad shot. He averages 8.3 assists a game. I think he's in the top 5, if not top 10, steals. So he plays both sides. Of course, individually, athletically, is he the best? Can he stay in front of the Russells and D Roses of the world? Maybe not, but it's a team game, and if that's what it is, that's why they got Clay. Clay, go lock him down.
Just look, the volume of shots that he take a game, he's shooting at damn near 50%.
50%.
Right. Shooting 42%
from the 3. Exactly.
Come on now.
And look, we talking Steph Curry range. We're not even talking NBA range. Steph Curry has his own zip code.
Right.
He has his own zip code. Number 2, this is why I kept saying I felt y'all had him too low on y'all list, is Kyrie. And the way I do my list is I take what they've done last year, and I feel like I need to kind of think what they're going to be at the end of this year. And I think Kyrie is the 2nd best point guard in the NBA. For a lot of the reasons.
Based on something he hasn't done?
What do you mean based on something?
You said you're putting him, yeah, right.
Okay.
So
projecting. Don't we all project? Don't NBA draft analysts project and all of that?
You're talking about a point guard who has not completed a full 82-game basketball season.
He's playing the playoffs.
I feel you.
Second, based on where he's going to finish at the end of the year, on something that hasn't even happened.
And I feel you.
And if we're talking about projections, why is it D Rose in your list?
Because he hasn't played in 2 years. And y'all know, and y'all two know that when D Rose is healthy, D Rose is the best point guard in the NBA. To me, best point guard in the NBA. Not close.
I just had to ask that question.
I'm just saying, but you're talking about projections.
No, I feel you. But just like Steph Curry, just like Damian Lillard, Kyrie's never had this team that he's had. So based off of this team, I think that he could be the 2nd best point guard in the NBA, because I finally feel that he has the talent around him to make his game reach a whole nother level.
So could that hurt him as well, though? Like with LeBron and Kevin Love on the team?
It's not gonna hurt him.
Like average average wise.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, that's a good question. So point wise, how much do you think Kyrie Irving's going to average with LeBron and Kevin Love on that squad?
Well, here's the thing, right? Like,
because he averaged 20 without him.
Yeah, I feel you. And I don't care what he averages. You see what I'm saying?
That matters in this top 5 conversation.
Not to me, because I'm looking at
how much a point guard. I understand you. How much a point guard averages doesn't matter to you.
Well, it all depends on their team, because the point guard again, he has to kind of fit what that team does best. Right. When CP was in New Orleans, CP was getting you 25 a game, because that's what he needed to do. Kyrie was giving you 20 plus a game because that's what he needed to do. He doesn't need to do that. CP doesn't need to do that game in, game out. Point guards are supposed to be the most adaptable player on the court based on what that team needs for that night.
That CP can though.
And
he's done it.
And what I'm saying is with this squad, he doesn't need to score 20 for them to be successful.
So at the end,
it's not the matter. Okay.
At the end of the game, does he have the ball or does LeBron have the ball?
That's up to David Black. That's a good problem to have. That's a good problem. Just like in Golden State, you could run Steph Curry and make him a decoy for Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, these teams is more than just one player.
Right.
And all I'm saying is this: Kyrie as a point guard, his natural point guard ability, on this team, I love it. As a point guard, if there's another team that I would want to be part of, just because of everything at his disposal, maybe minus my number 1 player, which is CP.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
Slow clap.
You know, like
About time.
Look, man.
Long enough. How many years? Took about what, 10, 20,
Something like that.
20 years?
Oh, man. Look, I ain't letting him get through it, B. We stay on the phone with this man for an hour and a half talking about CP3, Rondo, all these people. Like, come on, man.
And I used to say D-Rose, and to me, a healthy 2011 MVP season D-Rose is the best point guard in the NBA. So if he was healthy, CP wouldn't be number one for me. CP, what he's been able to do since he's been with the Clippers is short of
In the league.
What in the league, I give you that. CP has always been top 3. He's always been top 3. You know what I'm saying? But for me, just as of now, I'm putting him number 1. And based off of what he's been able to do with the Clippers, taking them to where they needed to go, look, I can't argue. I cannot argue with the results.
As much as you be going off of the point guard stuff, like you gotta be the general, I'm surprised you don't appreciate CP3 like that.
I do appreciate
like
CP.
you like the big.
He's just not my favorite.
When we're playing, the way you play is CP3-ish. Like I mean, you know, not.
Yeah, I'm not CP.
I'm just saying,
I'm
just saying, but the way you think and stuff. How can you not appreciate CP3?
I just don't get it either.
How can you not appreciate that? You put Derrick Rose, and Derrick Rose, he don't have that quality that you possess when you're playing point guard.
He doesn't have the quality that I possess, but at the same time, comparing both of their 2011 seasons, because those are the last time that they was healthy. You know, Derrick Rose had more double-doubles than CP, right? Yeah,
but CP3 is a general man.
And I feel you.
Rose
and
don't have that. He don't have what
He's
CP3
a better
got.
point guard.
And CP3 locked up Kevin Durant. Derrick Rose ain't locking up LeBron James. CP3 was locking up Kevin Durant. He was in his balls like this. Kevin Durant, he was scared to get the ball when CP3 was checking him.
How does that happen?
How does that happen?
How does that happen?
How you shut down a 6'9" dude? I mean, 7 foot,
Yes.
11, whatever.
That's a general, bro.
And you a general, you 6 foot, and Kevin Durant got to get the ball. And you're supposed to be the best player in the league.
Got B hype out here, son.
get him, man.
Shoot. That's why CP3 is number 1. Damn it, 'cause he locked down.
Should have been your number 1.
Right, he should have been your number 1. The way FIFO plays the point guard, man, it's like, okay, that's CP3 right there. How can you not appreciate that? That's point guard greatness right there. You be out there like, yo, right here.
Right.
Hold on,
General.
Rod. You be like, Rod.
You telling me?
Yeah, he tell you.
Oh, come on. And I'll take it. I'll take it,
You
right?
get in the corner. Big, you stay right there. All right, big dog, come up here. Bam, bam, and we get the bucket.
Right.
Look, man, I've always liked CP. It's just
And you always go on the player efficiency stuff. He got the highest player efficiency in point guards every year. He got the point guard
Every
player
year, dog.
efficiency.
Every
and
year.
you don't even got him number 1. Derrick Rose don't got the higher player efficiency as a point guard. CP3, I love CP3, man. He remind me of Isaiah Thomas, man. I love CP3, man.
Tell him about it, B.
You know what I mean? CP3 the best point guard.
There you have it. That's our top 5 NBA point guard. You tell us what's yours. We'll see you in the comment section.
Kevin Durant was scared to get the ball because CP3 was in his mugs. Scared. Making Westbrook shoot all them shots. You know what I'm saying? Like the game was on the line. He was denying him the ball. How can you deny someone that's 6'11" to a 6 foot?
And you 5'9".
And you 6, yeah, denying him the ball. No, that's the best PG.
What's the famous quote?
Say something to that.